Well, PK, you're 3 wins from three. You're top of the table, coming off the back of a Melbourne Derby win. I assume spirits are pretty high at the City Football Academy right about now.
Yeah, look, I think it's okay. Very early, you know. It's just we're just focusing on us and trying to be the best version of us that we can. But we're only 3 games in, so there's a lot of work to do still.
Speaking to you a bit not earlier in the week than we normally do, but how's Jamo been on the training track? Obviously, a late withdrawal last week. How's he shaping up for the next game?
Yeah, okay. Time will tell, but he's been working, which is great. You know, it was just one of those things probably on the weekend that it came about. But he's okay. He's trained today. He's started training on Monday, so it's a good sign for us.
Was it the type of injury where if it was a final, Jamo would have played, but because it's week three, discretion the better part of valour?
Yeah, probably. I think if it's final, everyone will play anything. But like you said, it's only round three, and there's a lot of football to be played, and so we went with the no risk, and obviously Goody stepped in.
How did Goody pull up? Yeah, obviously, his first came back. How did he pull up from that? Is he going to be all right for next week as well?
Yeah, he's available for selection, so he pulled up okay. Again, he's trained all week thus far, so yeah, he's been okay.
Expecting at this stage any other players that you'll be getting back on the weekends?
Potentially Nuno. So Nuno Reis could be back in, which is good for us as well. So there's niggles that some players picked up sort of at the start of the season, are sort of coming to an end. But again, we have to monitor the risks and all that sort of stuff, and evaluate whether it's best that they available for this week or next week or the week after. It depends. But look, they're tracking okay. They're training fully, so.
Is Florin in that basket as well? Big A, or is he another week or two off?
Who, Florin?
Yeah.
Nah, Florin will be out for a little bit. So again, I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. It's disappointing, but with him, we got to do the right thing by the player, manage him right, because again, you don't want a regression in the injury. So we'll take our time and do it the right way.
Patrick, the Knicks, they're eighth at the moment. Do you think that's reflective of sort of where they're at the moment, or do you think that sort of might not belie the football that they've been playing this year so far?
To be honest, I don't look at the table, to be honest with you. So it does worry me. I take every opponent and every game as the same. So the ladder's irrelevant for us. What's irrelevant is us doing what and worrying about us and trying to play the best football that we can against the good opposition.
Potentially, it's just 3 more games before the World Cup break. How have you approached that from a coaching perspective, and how do you sort of expect to deal with this sort of month-long break in the middle of your season? It's a bit unique, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it's the land of the unknown. It's the first time it's happened to us, so time will tell. It's a bit like when COVID hit, you don't really know what's going to happen. So, we'll have a month off, there'll be a break. We'll still train in that break. But we'll see what happens after that. But for us, it's we've got to concentrate on on today and tomorrow and this week, and we'll wait for that to happen. When it comes.
You've obviously got the case of Marco just being desperate to keep his spot in the side, which might be difficult this week again. How have you found those interactions with him and how he's handling it? Because obviously he's so desperate to prove to Arnie that he needs minutes as well before he can probably prove to Arnie that he should be in the 26.
Yeah, look, football's and elite sports are about competition, so it doesn't matter whether it's here, it's the national team, competition is competition. So again, Marco came in on the weekend, done really well, but no one's guaranteed they'll play this week, so we'll see how he goes in training. But again, he's he's been training hard. He's been doing well, and obviously he's available for selection, on Sunday's game.
PK, we're about to speak to Matt Leckie after due. He played a new role. Well, not a new role. He's played there a bit before, but he shifted back into the midfield against Melbourne Victory. Did a really good job. He's now in his second year here at Melbourne City. Do you think we're going to see another level of Matt Leckie now, second year, a bit more comfortable?
I don't know. I hope so. I think if you look at it, you guys were criticising him last season around this time, I think. And I said it took time and it will take time to adapt. And maybe he's showing that time. It does take time to adapt. And I think he's been great so far. I thought he was great even last season. But things take time, and it's the rewards are getting. What you're seeing is, a professional that trains hard every day. There's not the rewards of someone that just flicks on a switch. So I'm really happy for him because it's he's worked really hard to put himself in this position. But again, there's a lot more work for him to do, and he'll probably admit that. But he's in a good spot at the moment.
Was it also a matter of him building up chemistry with Jamie McLaren and Andrew Naboot, obviously Socceroos teammates, but club teammates is a different thing entirely?
Yeah, collectively, yeah, as potentially, yeah. But I think it's both. I think it's individual and collective, where he was coming to something new, but I knew what I wanted to see from him, and I knew what time it would take, and hence why there's been no change with me, and I've always supported him, and whatever I see, I knew what I was going to get, and the product what I was going to get, and it's showing, which is great to see.
Just on this break, PK, you were talking about heading into the World Cup break. What sort of approach is it you can take? I know you've got guys like Florin who'll be out till after that break, but you're 3 in zip. Is it you just try and go full steam ahead and take full advantage, knowing that you've got maybe that little bit of time to catch up and have training blocks and allow players to recover? Just try and get 6 in zip effectively. Right?
Look, I, to be honest with you, I don't know any other way. Whether there was break or no break, I'd still be the same. So, I train the Blaze hard, and we train hard as every day, and we try and get better. That's what we have here, and again, I don't know any other way. So, whether break or no break, we will do what we want to, what we need to do, and we'll always try and work hard as we can, every day to improve. When the break comes, then we can deal with it then, but we need to worry about it now.
You mentioned you're going to keep training during the break, PK. Are you going to stay in Melbourne for that? You're going to do a training camp somewhere interstate, overseas? Play any friendlies, tours? What's the plan?
To be honest with you, it's one of those, again, the unknown. We'll train, we'll 100% train. I don't know if we will go away at all. So we could be stuck in Melbourne. Games-wise, obviously the NPL will just start in terms of pre-season. So, maybe try and look at a couple of games there. But as you know, it's very difficult to organise those sorts of things. So, look, we'll see when it sort of comes. We'll have to deal with this unique situation, when it comes. At the moment, I can't really say what we're going to do, because at the moment we're just going to train here at the moment.
Any more questions for Paddy, guys? Are we all good?
Just one. Sorry.
Go ahead.
It's all right. You go, and I'll follow up.
Just with the Phoenix, Paddy, you said obviously you're not paying too much attention to the ladder position, but they're a bit new look this year, obviously a bit of player movement. What have you made of the way they play and what you've maybe got to handle this weekend?
Yeah, look, we know they're a good team. They always have been. But for us, it's always worrying about what we do and how we go about it. And that's sort of the way we approach the game. So look, it's we know they're a good team. We know they're a good footballing team. But for me, it's how we go about the way we play and our processes. For our preparation for the game.
Patrick, just after the red card on the weekend, there's this great shot of you and Marco together, and you were sort of tutoring him as to what you wanted him to do out there. And can you just give us a bit of an insight into sort of what he may still need to work on under you?
It's everything. You know, he needs to work on everything. You know, he needs to work on his fitness, his first touch, his decision making, his finishing, his dribbling, his recovery runs. It's everything. You know, every player needs to work on everything. So, look, again, you know, I know there's this narrative with Marco. You know, I can feel it. So, you know, Marco's like everyone else trying to get into a World Cup team. You know, it's not just Marco. It's, you know, 26 other players. Marco just happens to be with us, and we're very fortunate to have that. And again, there's nothing more than for us as a club to have as many players as we can in the World Cup. So Marco is one of 26 other players, you know, but we help our players the best way we can. And in the day, Graham Arnold will pick the team. And, you know, if you look in Europe, I'm sure there'll be players that aren't playing that will get picked. So time will tell, right?